Hey guys, it's West here, back with another episode of Laika Oreos, where of course we progress on the account with a Laika, my personal favorite elemental monster in Summoner's War. Um, of all the units, water, wind, or fire, not including light and dark, Laika is definitely one that I enjoy probably the most to play around with and see really just go off in PvP and PvE scenarios. So really fun to have him, which is why we're leveling this account up, of course. And so I just want to share some progress with you guys. So quick refresher, only 2 net 5s on the account still. Laika and Chiwu. We haven't made any of the fusions or any of the major fusions yet. I am currently working on Veramos. I'll talk about that later in the next episode of From the Crumbs, because there is something interesting I've done with Veramos there, and I can't wait to share it with you guys because I'm super psyched about it. But as of right now, I'm leveling up the fusion for Veramos. I have every monster I need for the fusion. I will get the Dark Yeti from completing one of the parts of the challenge. So I have all the monsters that I need to continue fusing him. So I did pop a double XP booster today. So I have been leveling up some food, of course these monsters, as well as some 3 stars so I can bring them up to 4 star, so that I can fuse Veramos on this count within the next day or two. I have almost enough essences. I'm missing just like 2 or 3 highs and then like 20 or so mids, which is, it's not as much as it sounds like. So that's fine. We're going to have him done soon. Something I really want to talk about is Lushen. So a while back on the last Lushen rotation, I summoned for Lushen, and I summoned 3 stones, and on the 2nd stone I got a Lushen on this account. And here's where my Lushen has come since then. He is 146 speed, which I think is fairly respectable, and enough for him to outspeed the golems and giants. He is at a total of 2623 attack, which is, not too bad for attack. I want him more toward 3000 if I can, but I think this is great for the time being. His crit rate's a little low at 74%. I've had to sacrifice a little bit of the crit rate in the substats as well as the crit damage in order to hit this amount of speed, just because I do want him to be fast enough without the speed buff from a Bernard in order to get his amputation magic off and, be able to get that off consistently. Also, 164% crit damage. I think it's okay. I think it's barely respectable, and just that's probably because I have a very high standard when it comes to runes that I really need to get over. But my Lushen's doing great. He is performing in PvP just fine, flying through defenses like it's nothing. So here's his 6, here's his 4. His 4 has a lot of attack and crit rate, which is really why I like it. The only thing it's missing is speed for this to be an even better rune. And then here's our attack slot 2, speed, crit rate, crit damage. Again, that's the only thing we're looking for, speed, crit rate, crit damage on Lushen, and of course attack. But on these slots we can't get that, so we aim for speed, crit rate, crit damage on the 3 slot, the 2 slot, the 6 slot, and then all the other slots we're aiming for speed, crit rate, crit damage in these substats. Of course, getting this much attack in the substat here is freaking amazing. We wouldn't expect to get that normally. This rune is really, really good. It's got built-in attack, which it could have been better because we would have been able to grind it theoretically if it was not in the inbuilt sub. But at the same time, this is a 15 speed rune with 14% crit damage, and it has crit rate as well. So it's a really, really good rune that helps us out. I think most of the reason I was able to build the Lushen this well, and this rune is an easy upgrade. I can't wait to be able to upgrade this rune because, of course, slot 5 is usually where you'll see some of your crazier runes, or at least in my experience where I see some of my crazier runes. So I feel like I have a lot of potential to upgrade that, and I don't have anything here, but if I showed you the Crushed Cookie account, you'd see a lot of slot 5s that could easily, upgrade on this slot. And I know that account is further progressed in the game, but 1, 3, and 5 slot is where you can really get finicky about those really good substats you're looking for. And so I feel like I can upgrade that fairly easily. And so I think my Lushen still has so much further to go, and even at the point he's at right now, really performs in my team. So my current team is Laika, Lushen, Bella, Shannon, and something else. Let me show you my team. Yeah, Bernard's in this team as well. For a short time I was running triple damage dealer with Lapis in there. I tried a few other things. The inconsistencies are as a result of course, my support units are still kind of trash. My Shannon is really, really slow. Only 198 speed. So she should be at least plus 100 at this point in the game, so she's slow. Bella's doing pretty well. In terms of accuracy, is only 1% too low. But I've got okay defense. I've got pretty good HP, and the speed is right on point for where I want him to be. The Bernard's not terrible. 232 speed Bernard with 50 accuracy. Of course, there's an accuracy slot 6, but the Bernard's base stats help him, get carried through without the best stats in the world. Laika's still on this Vampire Blade set that he's been on forever. About a week ago, or no, before I pulled Lushen, so about a week before I pulled Lushen, I was planning to go ahead and unrune Laika from the Vampire set and put him on a Fatal set just so that the damage output would be a lot greater than it is right now. Because, of course, most of Laika's damage is coming from runes like this, like the few really, really good Vampire runes that I just happen to get really luckily out of some of these rune crafts that I did. But you can see his attack is really low, his crit damage is really low. His speed and his HP are also really low, so it's kind of like the Vampire set's carrying me through, and the just Laika being Laika is what's carrying him through Giants. So I did want to put Laika on a Fatal Blade set, which would have been the Fatal Blade set that's actually on Lushen currently, but then I pulled Lushen, which prevented me from doing that. So I also have Raoak runed up on a Fatal Blade set, if anyone's curious about Raoak, because I did 6-star Raoak a while back on stream, because I like playing around with him. I think the RNG aspects of Raoak is really fun and stupid to watch, and it can be really enjoyable if you just want a unit to have fun with. So Raoak's runes still need to be brought to plus 15, but his stats are pretty good for a Raoak, for a natural 3-star monster. For his rune priority, I think he's doing pretty well. So he's there to help me through, Magic, Hall of Magic, and some Guild Wars I use him. Guild Siege. And then some stupid teams in Arena that I do sometimes because it's fun. So that's what I've been doing there. I do need to, like I said, I do need to farm more Essence. I've hardly touched TOA. I'm only at TOA normal 51, or 41, I'm sorry. Yeah, TOA 41. I do plan on grinding forward, at least getting the 2 Mysticals, and maybe get all the way up to the Rainbow Mon. If I can get the Devil Mon, I'll try to get that TOA hard 70, or TOA normal 70, excuse me, is what I plan to do. But if I don't get there, it's not a huge deal. The Laika account has a lot of crystals right now, 1,200 crystals I still have to grind through. I've constantly been grinding to get better runes from Giants, but I haven't really gotten much luck. And in terms of rolls, the rolls have been pretty poor, and I haven't really seen a lot of 6-star runes. I'm trying to think of any units that I have that have particularly decent runes. I do have a Chiwu on some basic Swift Energy for some arena comps where I know there's going to be some form of immunity, just so that I could get that speed lead and then strip off the immunity as much as possible. But more than anything, he's there as just an extra unit to play around with. And like I said, I do have these other units here built up for other aspects of the game. And the Galleon, I still haven't got around to building him yet, just because I don't see a reason to build up Galleon before I have even the damage dealers to support it. Typically, what I see personally when I look at accounts is the issue is not having the Galleon, and I'll see many accounts that have a multitude of different attackers and different options for attackers, and the only thing they're really missing to speed up their team is a Galleon in order to set it all in stone. And here, of course, I have the reverse problem because I pulled a Galleon very early on, and so as such, I haven't really had time to utilize it or build up enough damage dealers to really use it, because the only real damage dealer that I have built correctly in terms of usability for Giants is my Lushen. I said a while back I was planning on building a Rang. I may still do that if I end up using a triple wind damage dealer, right? So I would use a Rang, Lushen, and then one more wind damage dealer. Preferably in that slot would be Hraesvelg if I'm able to get one. I don't believe I have Hraesvelg on this account, but he would be definitely one unit that I would put in that slot if I used the Rang lead. I think it might be higher than a Lushen. I could be mistaken. I'll go ahead and check it after this run. I just want to show you guys how the team works in its current state. But I would use a Rang in that team just because a Rang's single target damage is pretty nice, and the only thing the team is really missing when it has a Lushen is a single target damage dealer. So Lushen is missing only 2 skill ups, I believe, one in the second skill and one in the third skill. Of course, we want that amputation magic on the lowest possible cooldown so we could constantly use that third skill and clear through these waves. Because you can see, even without an attack buff, he almost cleared through this water golem wave. So I think he's, he's pretty respectable in terms of the damage output that's there. The other thing that was a concern, I did say that Shannon's speed was a little bit low. That's a pretty huge concern for me, and you'll see the team. Team performs relatively well. We've got the glancing from Shannon, which helps with the survivability. The fact that 3 of my 5 units are our wind, and one of my units gets focused primarily by all of the water units. Really helps the survivability of my team. Laika takes the brunt of most of the water golems, and as such the rest of my team gets to really survive and gets to set off all their negative effects and get off all their beneficial effects for the rest of the team. That was a pretty decent scenario for the team. We actually have scenarios where I die on the second wave. More often than not, that is where I lose. The success rate of the team is still around 80%, but if I do lose, it is often around that second stage when nobody has used their third skill for some reason, whatever reason it may be. And when that happens, I get stun locked by the towers, and then AoE attacked by the golems twice, and then attacked by the towers again, which would wipe my team. That's about it for this I Like Oreo episode. I did just want to fill you guys in. Here's what the box is looking like. I'll show you guys the storage real quick if you guys are curious, but this was just a quick update. I am grinding on a whole bundle of accounts right now. Of course, I have started up the giveaway for the month of May, so if you're interested in that and you want to see that, I already uploaded that video. Go check it out on my channel and keep up with that if you're interested. But that's what's going on with this account. I'm going to keep grinding giants. I'm going to try to force my way through TOA, and I'm going to try to work toward my first Ifrit, because I have some good plans for an Ifrit on this account. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any comments or questions or even feedback, be sure to leave them in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Hey guys, it's West again. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe for more.